today we're joined by Chef Jennifer Carroll of Carroll Couture Cuisine in Philadelphia. Delighted to have you here,
Thank you so much for having me. So what we're going to be making is an olive oil poached salmon. It's going to be lightly poached, and we are actually going to use some of the cilantro and basil and garlic. If you could, I had just turned the oil on. The oil's on low right now. If you can pop one of each cube into the pan, it would be great. Seasoning, salt. Bring this up to about 100 to 120 Fahrenheit. We're going to make the ginger oil, which we're going to infuse into the sauce, which is a verjus sauce. So if you would like to help me peel and chop up some ginger.
Great.
The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start the salmon.
The salmon.
Yep, I'm going to do about nice 4-ounce pieces. And we're just going to cut it straight down. If you want to add a little bit of seasoning, salt and pepper.
Would love to. Any particular type of salt that you like to use, Chef?
I use fine sea salt.
Yeah, I was noticing this is fine.
Oranges. Have you ever done orange supremes before?
Never done orange supremes. This will be a first.
So the first thing, I like to cut off both sides of it. And you want to go a little further in so you're getting more of the orange. Yep.
The actual interior.
So then you have less to
roll
peel
around.
away. Yeah. And now we're going to go around the outside and peel off all of this peel and the pith. We don't want any of the white pith on there because that will lead to a little bit of bitterness. You're going to take your knife and you can see where the lines are.
Yes.
So that will be each one. And you want to go in at a little bit of an angle on both sides, and then it should just
So
pop
on both
right
sides,
out.
so on this side as well.
We're going to drop the salmon now, so it'll be ready to go by the time we are done with the sauce.
Okay, so just dropped right into the poaching liquid.
Dropped it nice and lightly. We're gonna do some fennel and some olives together. If you want to start quartering the olives, I'll do some fennel. And then we'll get the sauce going. Now I like to cut my fennel nice and super thin and then put it into a little bit of ice water so it crisps up. So I'm gonna start working on the sauce. What we're using is verjus. So verjus.
Tell me about verjus.
Is the fermented grape juice. Now there's some from Pinot Noir grapes. The one we're using today is All Sangiovese.
Okay.
So we're just gonna add a little bit of the verjus to the pot. I'm gonna add the ginger oil. So we wanna get a good amount of ginger and then a little bit of the olive oil. And we're not going to do a typical emulsion, which you may think I'm gonna leave it a little bit broken because of I like the way it looks on the plate, and it feels a little bit lighter, I think, but the olive oil does give it an unctuous flavor. It develops like that luxurious, voluptuous feeling in your mouth. We're gonna check the fish right now.
Now you need some cilantro, correct?
Yes, if you could add it right into the sauce, that would be great.
This right here?
Yep. So this right now, we're at a nice medium. Now we're gonna take the black olives that you did for us. A little bit of the fennel.
Which stayed nice and crisp.
Right. And where are the oranges?
A classic combination, fennel, orange, olive salad.
Yep, and a little bit of the fronds of the fennel to mix in. We're gonna do a little bit of seasoning, some salt and pepper, and we're gonna go a little bit of the ginger oil too under here.
Very nice.
We're gonna give it a quick toss. And now we're going to plate.
Excellent.
As you can see, I mean, you saw how simple everything was.
I know.
Ready?
Ready. So here, please take a fork and a knife. We have delicious oil poached salmon, olive oil poached salmon. Beautiful olives and some fennel. Very clean tasting dish. The sauce has such a rich sweetness to it.
And you see how like light and flaky the salmon is too. It's just full of flavor.
Cooked perfectly and so smooth, tasty, delicious, light. Really a wonderful dish. And nice to see a new technique.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Chef, thank you so much for joining us on the Chef's Kitchen today. It's been wonderful having you here.
Thank you. I can't wait to see you in my new restaurant.
You bet. We'll keep our eyes and ears open.
Please.
Thanks again, Chef.
Cheers.
To see today's recipe and all of the recipes featured on the Chef's Kitchen, log on to chefskitchen.tv.